I wanted to tell you guys a story about karma. And hopefully this guy is going to leave a review that says that this happened, so I'm not just sitting here bragging on myself, and you guys can see that this is, in fact, how we do business. So I get a call to go inspect a property in Walterboro. Now, we don't charge for inspections, even when they're forever away. But it sounded like a good job, and the guy sounds like a really good guy, and he is a really good guy. I like him a lot. And he says his floors are all going soft. So I show up. I immediately see that it's a slightly negative crawl space. He's got efflorescence, which is, the salts left behind by water seeping into the crawl space. And on top of all of that, he's got his ductwork up against the floor joists and covered with some kind of plastic like you would see in a manufactured home. I've never seen anything like it that was not crazy moldy. And I asked his permission to cut into it. I cut it back into it, and holy crap, I'm getting readings of 10% moisture content. It's excellent. The whole place is excellent. I think he has some mild structural issues that are going on with some sinking due to perhaps just the actual moisture in the soil itself, like the actual soil composition. Might have been something that, whatever structural engineer didn't do the best job calculating, load and stuff. I don't know. I recommended him to a structural engineer, which is who you should call to give you an honest opinion about what's going on with your foundation and things like that. By the way, don't call a foundation company. Don't take their word for it. They're going to tell you need everything under the sun, which is, by the way, what this guy had been told. He called us because he had been told that he needed sump pumps and French drains and a new vapor barrier and all these things. But the moisture reader doesn't lie. Okay? The highest moisture reading in his crawl space... Sorry, there was a cop. The highest moisture reading in his crawl space was, I think, 13%. And, we're getting into summer here. He's doing great. He doesn't need a thing. It's a 20-year-old house. I have no earthly idea how his house is not wildly moldy and wet and rotting, but it's not. It's great. And so, he's great. And I told him that. And he was absolutely mind-blown. Could not believe it. He insisted on tipping me. He called it gas money, but really he was just tipping me. And he promised to leave a review. So hopefully, you guys go on Google and you'll see a review that John drove an hour and a half my way and told me that we didn't need him when I was very much expecting to get a big quote. And that's how we do business. He was just blown away by that. But at the end of the day, I'm very insecure doing these videos. I know people are going to make fun of me, call me everything under the sun, a liar, a show. It's already happened, And the one thing that gives me the security to post these videos and do business this way and to do all this content is the idea that I actually think we're the best people out there. I actually genuinely believe that if you needed to recommend someone to do your brother, your mother, your sister's crawl space, I think you should pick us, because we'll tell you if you don't need us. It's the only thing that gives me the confidence to do this stuff. It's my honesty. I even sometimes have to say, I don't know, or I messed up. But as long as I'm being honest, then I feel secure. So, anyway. Oh, and the moral of this story was actually, while I'm in Walterboro, which we don't get calls for Walterboro, hardly ever, someone called me and said, hey, I need a crawl space inspected in Walterboro. Could you get out there? Do you service that? And I'm like, I'm under a house in Walterboro right now. And that was an incredibly moldy, crappy